Hello from Delmarva, and welcome back to Shorebilly Farmer. I got my drink, I got my other camera. We started the day off by cutting some ditch banks. I didn't take you guys with me because you've already seen that. And it's kind of rinse and repeat with that job. That door's annoying. We also did a couple other little small jobs the other night. I didn't have the camera rolling because the kids were in and out, and yeah, they kind of pulling me away from jobs we were playing, then I'd go back to work. But one of the things we did was we pulled the chisel plows out, got them all hooked up, did a little bit of cleaning on the undercarriage of the tractor just to knock some dirt off. We were running the chisel plows around some wet spots in the field. Really just my son wanted to drive, so I let him drive in the field. So what happened was the cylinder broke, and it came dislodged from up here in its pinpoint, and the cylinder came down and it snapped the rod here right off, clean off. So we ended up welding everything back on, ground it down as best I could, and kind of polished it up using some emery cloth, and it turned out pretty good. Welded the knuckle back on here. So now we're back in business. So the only thing I have left to do the chisel plow is we've got a couple teeth that are getting pretty worn down. Let me find one. Here you go. These shanks get pretty worn down, like that one there. It should be more to point like that. So we've got to replace or flip a few teeth. You can actually take these and flip them upside down and get double use or double the life out of them. So here's a good example. That one's wore out, but if you see at the top here, it's still good. You take it, turn it upside down, and you're good to go. So we have to do a little bit of work yet to it, but it's pretty much ready to go. The New Holland is good to go. We went ahead and had part of the odd jobs yesterday was I replaced the air filters for the cabin air filter and the engine air filter. Just real easy job. So we're going to take the loader and take this stone that we ordered, move the tractor out of the way, spread this stone, give us a little bit better area to work, try to keep some of the mud out. And then over here, we have two more piles of stone that need to get spread, you know, out throughout the driveway here, try to fill in some holes that have been sinking in, especially with our wet winter. So we're going to spread that stone out, and that'll probably round out our day. If I have time, we're going to take the excavator from that site we've been working at. We're pretty well done with it. I took it out there just to be able to reach into the ditches and dig the stumps out of the ditches. That's pretty much a done deal. We're done with that part. I want to go pick up the excavator, and we got to finish clearing out some small tree groves on that new ground that Eugene picked up. Not much, it's like 8 acres there or something like that, but you know, 8 acres is 8 acres. We didn't have it before.
Tango Sierra, K5, Tango Sierra, Tango Sierra.
Hard to hear, but there's a station in there from Kenya. I've talked to him already on the base station, but I think it's a little too crowded, too many people trying to call him to do it here from the truck. But I won't be in here long enough to really have that fun. Well, we didn't get done spreading rocks yesterday afternoon. Not only was it getting pretty cold and I'd been outside all day, I started getting a headache, and my headaches turned into migraines. But we did get this done. Widen this area out quite a bit to give us more room for pressure washing, so that way it's not muddy or anything in here. This job is done back here. We still have the two piles of stone out front that we need to spread, as well as I just kind of want to shape up the driveway area. And our main driveway coming in off the road, we're going to do a lot of work to that. I was never really happy with how it was set up, So we're going to move the ditches that run down the driveway over just a little bit, give ourselves a grass strip, make that nice and pretty. So that's a future project. But for right now, we're going to drop the chisel plows off where they sit. I got to hook up to the trailer because we're going to go move the excavator out to Ebby Farm and take up some trees out there. You can't hear it, but he's saying, smash that thumbs up. And don't forget to share and like. I'm hauling precious cargo at the moment. I don't know if the tractor's going to be able to handle this load, but we're going to try to haul it at least to the end of the driveway and let it off. Who doesn't like a good old-fashioned hayride slash oily, dirty equipment trailer ride? And I know what somebody's thinking. We're moving equipment around an awful lot, and we are. Part of that problem, or part of the reason we're doing that, is because of the way the ground has been so wet. We kind of have to work where we can. I couldn't do the ditches out here while it was raining because I didn't want to compromise the ditch bank. You know, with heavy rain falling on it and me disturbing the ditch bank, pulling out stumps, I really wanted to try to mitigate as much of that as possible. That's why we waited for the ground to firm up out here. But now we have work that we have to get done before we start in the fields planting and plowing and whatnot. And in order to get that done, we've got to move the excavator again out to another farm and get rid of a little grove of trees in the middle of the field. So we're going to move the excavator out there for that. And quite frankly, we don't really need the excavator out here right now. We've got something coming. It'll be a lot of fun. But we got something coming that's going to make a big difference out here versus using that little excavator. So when it gets here, you'll see plenty of that, I promise you. You know what? Why don't you all tell me what you think it is? Big excavator, big bulldozer, maybe both, big sticks of dynamite to blow the stumps out of the ground. I don't know, it all sounds fun. Anyway, we don't like doing this. We don't like running the equipment up and down the road more than we have to. You know, it's wear and tear on the equipment, especially on tires, but it has to get done. So we're going to retrieve this excavator, drop it off at the next site we need it at, and probably start working out there after work this week coming. Just put some fuel in this thing, the excavator, and I noticed something. You see what I see? Besides a very dirty trailer? I don't see any hydraulic fluid. I think we finally got it fixed. So I wonder if that leak we were seeing after we rebuilt it the last time was the seals just needed to wear in and seat a bit better. I'm hoping that's it. We're not low on hydraulic fluid. Everything looks good. No leaky, can't fix what ain't broken. So, yay! I think I might have an adult beverage tonight, just because of that right there. It's something that's been worrying me, and I feel a lot better. Just like on the bush hog, where I was explaining what a grease alumite is, we have these grease zerks or grease alamites at all different points. Basically, everywhere that this thing hinges, you'll find these grease zerks. So every single point, the cylinders where they hinge, down here at the main boom where it hinges, everywhere. If you don't grease them regularly, you will wear your pins out very quickly, and just one of those pins can be several $100s. So that's why it's cheaper to buy a little bit of grease to do the job. So what we're doing here today is in the middle of the field, there's this little grove of trees here. I'm just going to take these trees out of here kind of scratch around, get the roots out. The landowner asked us if there was something that we could do about maybe just cleaning this up here a little bit. Obviously you see that big dead tree. We might try to take that out, but I'm leery of that one because it's right next to the road and next to a power line. So I don't know if we're going to tackle that job. We might just leave it be, but we can clean up around the edge of it a bit more. So let's get started. Let's tear things up. That's the fun part. Well, that took about 20 minutes and the grove is no longer. Boy, howdy. It's gonna be a good sunset. I can feel it. Feel it in my bones. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for us today. Thank you all for watching and goodbye from Delmarva. Shorebilly Farmer, out. Got my whirly bird on. Now it's off. Now it's on. Now this is mad at me.